Hey guys, today we are here talking about Cactus. No, not that kind of cactus. We're talking about Cactus flashes and triggers. The nice people over at Cactus sent me a whole little editorial kit. I'm just calling it an editorial kit because it's two flashes and 3 transceivers. So what that means is there's 2 Canon compatible flashes with 3 transceivers, meaning that they can either transmit or receive signals from and to one another. Right off the bat, I'm really impressed with just the packaging on these things. I mean, this nice kind of black, flat black packaging with really cool like logo stuff on here. I don't know, I think I'm a sucker for design because I think that it just looks cool. And if you're gonna buy off-branded stuff and it has like kind of like that upscale, kind of like cool look about it, it definitely gives a good impression. The flash also came in one of these neoprene or little padded velcroed cases, which is just a nice feature. You know, you throw this stuff in your bag, put it in this thing, and you know, you keep it in better shape for a longer time. It also came with a cold shoe, which is basically a little foot, and it just clicks into this thing so that if you're just going to set the flash down on a surface, it'll keep it standing. The one thing I didn't like is that it doesn't have a thread, meaning that you can't actually screw this into something and mount it on something else. But you know what? It's not such a big deal because the flash is threaded right here, so that if you did want to mount it, you could mount it on some kind of a thing, whether it's a tripod or a light stand or whatever it may be, you've got a thread right there. Let me just break this apart really quick and I'll just talk about the flash itself and then we'll get into the trigger because there's a lot to see here and a lot to talk about. Flash itself feels really good in the hand. It's really substantial. You know, the plastic feels good, the construction feels good. You know, the seams are nice. It doesn't feel like a third-party kind of, you know, kind of flash. It feels solid. Battery door is real nice. It's hinged and spring-loaded, which is really cool. It's got a little door here for a PC Sync port and USB, which is great. PC Sync, I love PC Sync because I often use Pocket Wizards. So if I'm not going to be using the Cactus system, maybe I'll attach a Pocket Wizard. Let's see, it's got infrared up here for slave and for autofocus, which is really cool. And the back over here has a really nice LED display. I'm sorry, LCD display. And the cool thing about this is that it has that nice orange glow so that if you're in a dark situation, you'll be able to read this very easily, I can imagine. The lettering's really nice and big, especially for people that need reading glasses. Hello. In just looking at, you know, what's up here, it's like we've got the mode functionality, so that obviously switches between manual and other types of modes. Groups, meaning that if you want to go into different groups on your, well, I'm not actually in the group mode. Yeah, I am actually. Anyway, I'm not going to drill into all the different features in here. It's got multi and HSS, I guess, for multi-shot and or high-speed sync, which is a really nice feature. I mean, that's again something you see in a high-end flash. Just as far as changing power over here, you know, you basically hit the next button and it goes between the different modes and it puts a little arrow indicator onto what you're changing. So we've got from 1/128th power all the way to full power in 1/3 stop increments, which is really super nice. So you can tweak the nuances of the quality or the amount of light very easily. And then if you hit the next button, it takes you into the zoom function, which goes from 24 to 105, very similar to, let's say, a Nikon SB800, which has the 24 to 105. And I'm guessing if you put this sucker down, well, that didn't actually change anything. Okay, on the Nikon it doesn't matter. But you know, you've got the little lens over here, you've got the bounce card. So again, nice features that you would find in a higher end flash. For the time being, I'm gonna keep this in manual mode. I'm gonna just keep it at 1/120th power at 24 millimeters, and I'm going to put it on this little receiver. Now, let me just talk about the receiver for a minute. Okay, so let's just turn this thing off. So just right off the bat, the receiver comes again with a little stand or a foot or a cold shoe, whatever. This obviously has a hot shoe mount, so you can mount it onto the top of your camera like you did here. They're all interchangeable, and they have both transmit and receive mode. This one's in transmit mode because it's on the camera. This one's going to be in receive mode because it's going to have a flash sitting on it. So it's going to receive the signal from the camera and it's going to fire my flash. Right off the bat, you can see that the LED is really nice. It's got that nice backlit orange glow. And the cool thing I love about this is that you can turn on the different groups just by touching them. So you've got A, B, C, and D. You can go into all, you can obviously, tweak any of these different ones. So right now, if I'm in A, I can very easily change the power on here. I can turn on and off different groups. Very, very straightforward. There's a little USB port over here if I want to update firmware. There's a PC sync port over here, which is, again, another really cool feature. And there's a threaded bit over here so that if I do want to mount this to a threaded bit, whether it's on a light stand or whatever it may be, I don't need some other kind of a shoe. So they really did think a lot about all this other stuff. There's an indicator light over here so that when you fire, it goes green, which is really very cool. And the quality, again, like the flash, it feels really substantial. The finish is very nice. I'm really kind of impressed with it. So right now, I'm just going to leave this thing in channel 1 in group A. And the whole thing about channels and groups is a little bit confusing, but I'll keep it really simple. Right now, that this flash system has 4 groups. What that means is that I can have group A, B, C, and D. So let's say I wanted to have flashes in 4 different areas of wherever my setup was. So I wanted to have a group A down here. I wanted to have a group B that was going to light my face. I wanted to have a group C lighting my hair, and a group D, let's say, that was like, providing ambient light, okay? Just a quick scenario. I can control all 4 different groups of flashes with this one device, which is kind of amazing. So I can set the amount of power. So that means that if I set up all my lights, I don't have to go and manually tweak the power. I can set the power via this little remote system with each other. As far as channels go, the channels are basically different channels on which it transmits or receives information. There you have it. The Cactus system here, we've got the new RF60 flashes and the flying feet and the V6 transceivers. I cannot wait to use this system. I shoot editorial all the time, and often just what that entails is just a couple of speed lights and some transceivers and receivers, and this is a really, really nice system. That's it for now. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and we'll see you soon.